All right, Rory, we are back for another episode of Rory and Maul Don't Know Ball because we know a little bit about ball, just a little bit.
We're a couple episodes in.
Yeah,
I was confident before, but I'm not quite confident.
Yeah, but the good thing is we've created this show where we have people that know a lot about ball.
Yes,
and they sit with us, they talk with us, and sometimes they even laugh at us because we don't know ball. But today we are joined by
one of the most technical positions. Like this person knows ball.
No, I feel like I might be ready to like really go to the park after this and really, protect my QB.
Get your footwork down.
Yeah,
understand certain gaps.
I feel like I'm ready for it.
Passing, running schemes.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we are joined by with the 226th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Trey Smith. Trey Smith,
welcome.
What's up?
From that pick to a Pro Bowler.
Listen, Trey, first of all, thank you for joining us. I do know that you were hurt last year. You had an injury to your leg. First of all, how are you feeling? How's your recovery coming? How is your mental state and just everything that's going on that it takes with having an injury like that and bouncing back from it?
Yeah, man, feeling great. Recovery's gone great. No problem so far. It's been a really good off season, and just keeping the main thing. Just going out there and balling, man, when I need to be.
What type of recovery stuff have you been doing? Because listen, if I go down the steps wrong, it takes me about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What's the best way that you've been doing your recovery?
Yeah, man. I work with a dude named Duke Manyweather, and he does a ton of stuff with offensive line, position I play, recovery in that aspect, man. There's a machine they put you on called the Newbie. It's an electrocurrent sim machine, and that thing does miracles and wonders. A lot of mobs, a lot of exercises, but just being consistent with it. As I get older, I'm telling you, it's getting harder and harder to get off the couch. But, man, you just got to do a lot of recovery, man. Get it right.
Do you think my Metro Plus health insurance covers that neuro machine?
No, I don't think it'll cover that.
I appreciate your honesty.
I'm going to try to get you a discount.
You could give me the homie price for that?
Yeah, I got you.
Trey said as he gets older, he's 25.
Yeah, but 25 in NFL years is...
Yeah, well, I guess playing offensive line that takes a toll on your body. But what have you been doing, like as far as just like away from rehab and with your time off? Like, have you tapped into any hobbies or things that you like to do away from the field? Just spending more time with the family. Like, what have you been doing just to keep your mental just kind of away from rehabbing in sports?
Yeah, man. It's always important to get some good hobbies in. I've always been a big video gamer. So I got my own gaming PC.
You streaming? Are you streaming yet?
What's your tag?
Nah, I don't know if I can stream my content. But you know what I'm saying, bro? I just chilling with the homies, man. Even kids I went to high school with. A lot of my old college teammates, we all hop on the game. And sometimes it's not even about the game, just, fellowship, bro. Mm-hmm. I just haven't heard from my dog in a while. Just spending time with him. Vacation's huge. I took my first vacation in 2 years. So I went to Turks and Caicos with a group of people. That was amazing.
Trey, don't just gloss over Turks and Caicos like that.
You said the neuro machine.
No.
You was at that dock bar.
Yeah, not give us the neuro machine. Great, we good. Glad to know you're getting back right. But tell us about Turks. What was Trey doing down there in Turks, man?
Recovering.
Hey, man, Trey was living large. I'll be honest, man. Hey, I'm talking about I've never seen water that clear.
Yeah,
I did.
That's what it was.
Water
right?
kayaking.
Okay,
mangrove, jet skiing. Bro, I suck at jet skiing. That's my first time trying it out. I went for the Chiefs. I went slow. I was safe. The
one thing that people don't know about jet skiing is that shit hurt. Like, you hit a wave and they kind of slapping against the wave. That shit takes a toll on you.
And you need goggles. That's what people don't tell you.
The salt water in your face burning you and all of that. People don't know it's not as fun as it is. There are some ups and downs with jet skiing. A lot of people don't know that.
Yep. So it was smooth, man. The little yacht tour and everything. So it was a good time, man. Really good time.
The athletes, especially when they're injured and recovering, do you guys get nervous to take vacations because you feel like media or anybody period is going to spot you and be like they're not focusing on the game?
For me, I don't worry about it as much as an offensive lineman. We live life in the shadows, bro.
It's still the Chiefs, though. It's still that organization, even though it's middle America, they're going to pay attention to every fucking thing that goes on.
Yeah, no doubt. I think like the biggest thing as an athlete is just like finding that right time to take a vacation. You know what I mean? The offseason's so important. When you go to a Super Bowl, you play so late into the year, you don't have as much time as other guys on other teams. So just figure out that happy medium spot where you can take it where it's appropriate.
Now it is May, and you are from Humboldt, Tennessee. Strawberry Festival is here. Do you go back home? Do you ever go back home and go to Strawberry Festival? Or is that something you like, nah, I did that a lot growing up. I'm cool.
Yeah, I did that so much growing up. They're like, nah, not anymore. I usually go back home probably for like a week or two just to visit with my pops. He's still down there, spend some time with family. But nah, man, I ain't been to the Strawberry Festival in so many years. But what
do you do at the Strawberry Festival? Like, we from New York, we ain't never been to a Strawberry Festival. If we were to go to Humboldt, Tennessee, what do we have to do at the Strawberry Festival aside from eating strawberries?
I was gonna say that's probably the main one, bro. It's just funnel cake strawberries, but like, you know, just the parade, getting ready for that. Walking down the street, there are a lot of food vendors and stuff out there, and it's a pretty big celebration. I know a lot of my classmates growing up would get out of school just to go to the Strawberry Festival. So like, it's a big deal in the area. People pride themselves with it, and like I said, it's country. Y'all from New York, yeah, you're gonna experience something a little different down there. But
I like it.
You know, it's still cool. It's still cool.
Is your dad now? You are a 2-time Super Bowl champion. You had a lot of success in the league. You say your dad is still in Humboldt, but is he like walking around Humboldt a little differently now? Is he down there like you got to call pops or your pops chill? Yeah, like pops, you got to chill out. Like you down there doing too much. Like what is dad doing back in Humboldt right now? Now that his son is a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, man, dad's living the life. Fully retired, does a little consulting on the side, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He always calls me, just going to a restaurant, people just being nice to him, getting a free meal here and there, you know, he's proud of his son. You know what I mean? Enjoying the fruits.
Yeah, he proud of you, but he also happy he ain't got to pay for the meals no more. His money's no good in Humboldt. His money's no good in Humboldt no more.
Did he go out to both Super Bowls?
Say it again?
Did he go out to both Super Bowls?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was the coolest part, man, is having your family down, you know, after you win.
What's the parent experience like with the Super Bowl shit? Because I feel like people don't know. You have to buy those tickets, right?
Hell yeah.
That's crazy that the players' parents can't even get tickets. So, like, did you put them in the nosebleeds? Were you nice? Like, did you budget out exactly what those tickets were going to look like?
Yeah, so I've been 3 times, and like the first time it was like, hey, yo, it's just like close family. That's it, you know, because I mean, I think the first time was in Arizona. I think tickets range anywhere from like $3,500 to like $5,500 a ticket. Ooh. So the NFL gives you 2 complimentary. By the time all your homeboys, your friends, you know, outside family starts asking, boy, that can add up quick.
Then the flights,
you know, obviously
hotel.
I took care of pops. My sister Ashley, my only other sibling, 8 years older than me, took care of her, put them in lower level seating, so I had a really nice view of the game. So I did right by my family. You know what I mean?
So
got to.
What did the homeboy say when he was like, nah?
You can't go back home? You can't go back to home?
Just like, nah.
Trey, you can't go back home, man?
No, I'm straight in the city, man. They were cool with it. You know what I mean? They took it well. They understood because, you know, at the end of the day, hey, bro, can I get a ticket? Like, yeah, dude, can you give me like $4,500 for that? Then, you know, it gets a little quiet. So it's just a little reasonable thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They understood.
What's that 2 weeks like with Super Bowl, like the media week leading up to it? Is it a completely different experience based off playoffs and regular season, draft day? Like, how different is that 2 weeks?
Yeah, man, it's a complete circus. I think once you win the AFC Championship game, you celebrate, and then like I think it's literally like the next day you have to take a meeting about, okay, guys, this is how the Super Bowl is going to be laid out. From the first day we land there, what's our schedule going to look like? And you know, that whole week, the way we do it with the Chiefs is like, you know, the week before we get to the bowl site, we're actually just in a regular week of practice. But with that, you have to do media headshots, interviews, journalistic pieces and stuff. You know, you're having various media from across the country and sometimes the world already at your facility in Kansas. Then you get to the bowl site, and that's a completely different level. I mean, first day, opening night, you're walking around, there's almost 1,000+ people out here trying to interview you, get content whatsoever. And then, you know, a couple of days at the hotel, you're still getting interviewed like right before your actual meetings, breaking down the game plan. So it's sort of a nonstop thing. There's so much pageantry involved with it. But like, it's easy to sort of lose focus of like, damn, I gotta go play a football game in like 5 days. You know what I mean? Right. So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
What is the What is the mindset of a young guy like yourself? Obviously grew up playing football, and now you're at the biggest stage. You're at the Super Bowl. When you're alone, away from the media and the team, and you're in your hotel room, what is your mindset like? Are you nervous? Are you throwing up? Are you like you can't sleep? Anxiety? Like, what is that mindset? And how do you center yourself and say, okay, this is the Super Bowl, but I have to go out there and do what I've done up until this point and just do everything the same? Is it the same approach? Do you do things differently? Like, how do you fight off just the obvious nerves that are around playing in the biggest game?
Yeah. A couple things that like really helped is like, we already had guys who had been in the Super Bowl. And then for me personally, I had a dude that played opposite side of me, Joe Tooney at left guard. He had been in probably 3 Super Bowls before my first one. So like Joe was already laying out the game like, hey guys, like when we get down there, just stay focused. At the end of the day, we got to go perform on Sunday. When you go out there and warm-ups, I know you're about to see Kevin Hart, Shaq, Snoop Dogg, dapping people up on the sideline, but like don't lose sight that like you got to go play a game. And I'll be lying to say that the first time I went out there, I wasn't nervous. If you were a fan of football as a kid, every little kid dreams of playing in the Super Bowl. It's the biggest event in America, the biggest sports event. So like for me personally, the way I tried to conceptualize and rationalize it was like, you're about to go do something that you've been doing since 5th grade. You're just playing football, dog. Forget the cameras, forget all the stuff that comes with it, people hitting you up. Just go out there and do your job every single play. Don't make it bigger than what it is. Just go do what you do great at. You know what I mean? So for me, it was always trying to not make the moment too big, but just stay right in the present every single time. That made it easy for me instead of looking too far ahead.
Was there one celebrity that got you off that mind state, though? When you walked out, like, nah, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I think it was Shaq. It was the first time, bro, like in Arizona, I was like, damn, that's Shaq. And then I think Kevin Hart, they panned him, who's a Eagles fan. So I was like, damn, everybody is here right now. So that took me away, but I snapped back out of it, bro.
Has anybody like Shaq and then seeing Kevin Hart in the same you have that's why offensive linemen, you have great vision. You can see both of them.
Have you been in touch with any of the guys since your rehab? Have you spoken to Pat since you been rehabbing?
Not too much. He's been training out there. I know he always has a group of guys, generally like receivers, and they put in really good work in the off season. For me, I usually almost like get away from everything and everybody for the most part. I like to just decompress and get back to work, man, and just really have a nice little focus going.
With somebody like Pat Mahomes, which is a very unpredictable quarterback in what he's going to do in and out of the pocket, is that the toughest offensive line position, being with the Kansas City Chiefs? Because you have such a shifty quarterback? You got to protect. No. That's not why. You got to protect the $1 billion. Let's just be real here. You got to protect the $1 billion back there. Like Tom Brady, of course, GOAT, but he's a pocket passer. Everyone that's on that line knows what the scheme is and where Brady is going to be at all times. Pat Mahomes is going to freestyle if it gets to a certain point. Is that tough as an offensive lineman, having a one-of-one quarterback that you have to protect?
Yeah. Like Maul just said, man, that's $1 billion behind me, man. Keeps me up at night, man. It's hard to sleep, man.
Better not let nobody touch him. Better not let nobody touch him.
Man, so I think for me, when I first got to the Chiefs, it was a little bit difficult. I played at Tennessee, so for me, the ball would be out by a certain time period, right? But when I got to the Chiefs, my O-line coach used to always get on me saying, don't let an egg timer go off in your head. You got to block the entire time until you hear the whistle, because Pat's just that elusive, man. He's going to extend plays. He's going to do some magician stuff. You know what I mean? He's going to make something out of nothing. That's just how he operates. And I wouldn't say it's hard to block for him, because he makes it so easy. I mean, the way he's making calls, he's directing us. He's really in tune with the game plan. He has a great feel. And talk about like a field general, like he's a field general. Getting the skill guys right. All right, line, what do I see? I see the safety rotation coming down. All right, we're going here. No. It's dressed up. We're going to go here. Like, he's on point with everything. So, if anything, Pat really does make it easy. Just as an offensive lineman, you just have to learn that, like, man, when I got 15 behind me, I got to strain. Because there's no telling what's going to happen, because he's going to make something out of nothing. He always does.
What was the play where, or was there a play where you kind of like missed a block and Pat kind of made up for it though? And you was like, damn, like if I didn't have a quarterback that was that good, like that would have looked bad on me.
Yeah, I got plenty of those. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. No, I just think, man, I can't really like pinpoint one, but I just think like honestly, the stuff that you guys don't even see in practice is what will blow your mind the most, man. Like just nonchalant around the back, under the leg, like just crazy stuff that he does. That's just like when you rewind it, you're like, yeah, he really did just throw that perfectly. Like, how did he do that? I think that's a cool thing about Pat, man. He can do some things that like before I got to the Chiefs, I didn't know were humanly possible.
All of us, not even on the field, when we saw Pat Mahomes, it was like, this is a shortstop. What the fuck are we? Was there also like a play that, maybe blindside, you have your back blocking, and you felt like that shit lasted 5 fucking minutes, pause. And you're like, yo, he really still has this play going. Do you have one specific in mind? Because there's been Pat Mahomes shit that they've clocked where that play has lasted 35 seconds while he was back there.
Yeah, there's a ton of those. I was thinking probably the most recent one, I think we played, I think it was in Cleveland, we played the Browns, and he just extended the play, I think got a touchdown. There's a play, maybe my second year against the Bengals in the playoffs. I'll tell you right now, I was blocking my ass off, and I was just like, ain't no way the ball ain't hot yet, bro. But once again, he finds a way, another touchdown. Like, it never ceases to amaze me how he can always extend it and then make something happen. It's just not normal, man.
Now, we just watched the NFL draft, and obviously, the big news was Shador dropping in the draft, which kind of caught everybody by surprise. You yourself, you were drafted in the 6th round and have had, amazing success. 2-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler. Started every game. You've had your success, even though you went in the later rounds. What was it like watching Shador in the draft and reading everything that everybody was saying and like, oh, he's dropping? Like, what was your mindset watching Shador go through that?
Yeah, man. You don't want to see any player go through that. That's the first thing. Everyone. I'll speak for myself. I had expectations. I wanted to go second, first round, high round draft pick. That was my dream, my goal, right? I had a medical situation. I had blood clots in both sides of my lungs. So for me, it was different.
Right.
But watching him, I noticed some things that are sort of similar from what I experienced. Like, obviously, I'm not Shador Sanders, bro. I'm not going to have a whole camera set up at ESPN streaming my house 24/7. But just the facial expressions, a little bit of disappointment, but you can tell he has a strong spirit, man. He wasn't letting that get to him. He wasn't letting it get him down. But it's definitely something that I don't want to see. I hated to see it. I never like when a player falls in the draft. We're talking about a pivotal point in people's careers and lives and something they can remember forever. So it was tough to watch. But ultimately, all you need at the end of the day as a competitor is an opportunity. Now he's got an opportunity to just make something out of it. Prove people wrong. For me, I always carried the chip on my shoulder that all the teams and people that passed on me, I have something to prove every time I step on that field. I'm worth it. I'm worth the pick. You guys made a mistake. So for him, let him use that as fuel to his fire and just keep striving, man.
When you go into your first camp as a rookie, does the draft pick have any type of stain or energy on that first day? Like, are some of the veterans or even some of the players that have been there for 2, 3, 4 years, do they know everyone's draft pick and treat people a certain way?
I think, if you're a high round guy, if you're a top 15 dude or a first rounder, then everyone's all right. He's our first round guy. Even second round guys, they're really good. But I would say, man, it's not necessarily like a treatment. We'll just mess with you a little bit. Oh, first round, what was that signing bonus? What I mean? But other than that, it's even playing field. When you step on that field and you're competing, you're just showing the coaches what you have. They already sort of know your potentials and abilities, but now it's an even playing field. I don't care if you're a first round pick, future Hall of Famer, whatever you are, 6th round, undrafted, lowly guy. At the end of the day, we all got to put our hands in that dirt and go prove something. We all got to go earn something every single day. I don't care where you got drafted. Prove to me you're good enough.
Right.
What was some of the worst rookie hazing that you had at your first camp?
Man, we had it really good at the Chiefs. Coach Reed's the best coach ever, man. Hall of Famer.
He ain't playing. He don't look like he playing none of that shit. He ain't with none of that rookie shit. He ain't with that.
He ain't going at all. Coach Reed's not with that. He made that very clear. I came in with Creed Humphrey. So he was a 2nd round draft pick. I was a 6th round draft pick, but we were the only 2 O-line draft picks that year. And for us, we didn't experience any hazing whatsoever. We did have a fine board system. That was terrible.
What's the fine board?
Yeah, so it all depends, man. It could be simple things like, okay, I had a bad play. damn, he got me, right? Hand clap, that's $50. Hang dog, have my head down, I'm moping after a game or something, that could be another $50. You give us a question from the coach, idiot fine. Like, it could be anything, bro.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Anything, bro. So at the end of the day, I think like Creed and I, we did our averages maybe like a year or two ago. I think we were paying like $580 like a week just in fines, man. So they figured a way to get it out of us, but it was all in good fun because everyone had to do it. It wasn't just rookies.
Are you able to file that with the IRS, like as an expense?
Yeah, we ended up spending at the end of the year O-line trip, so it was all good. It all worked out, man.
Now you're from Humboldt, Tennessee. So I'm guessing, I've never been, but I'm guessing country music is the most popular genre in Humboldt. But what was the rap scene like? What was the hip hop scene like in growing up in Humboldt? Like, what are some of the artists that you and your friends would listen to in high school or like just in the neighborhood? Like, what was some of the music that y'all were playing?
Yeah, so like I gotta preface it by saying like my mom, Dorset, she raised me. She was like, whatever music, find an appreciation for all of it. It was never like, I'm not going to listen to this or that. Like, I'm all over the place with my musical ear. I would say, like, because of Humboldt's close proximity, it's in West Tennessee, maybe like 45, 50 minutes from Memphis. We got a lot of influence from Memphis. So, like, obviously, Moneybagg Yo, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, Young Dolph was huge. I love Dolph, man. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Dolph.
T Glock, man. Project Pat. You want to take it even back further? Anything from the Dirty South? That's sort of what we were listening to. But as I got older, Drake was a big listen to in my car, especially when I got my first truck in high school. Isaiah Rashad, J. Cole. I was really a big fan of TDE. And obviously, you can't leave out Future or Thugger, man.
Right.
Those two guys, those two cats, man. That's what I listen to all the time.
Yeah, now you brought that up, and I'd even seen in our notes that Josh sent that you're a big Kendrick fan, and I was a little worried about this interview because we do have OVO Mall here. What's your opinion on the GNX album?
I loved it, man. I loved it. There were some parts of it. There's some blocks on there like that's not really meant for me. Like, I'm not really gonna be super West Coast with some of the things. But for me, like the Heart Part 6, that's like classic Kendrick for me. Love that. I really love Reincarnated, and that sort of speaks to like Kendrick as an artist for me. Just how deep he thinks and just sort of the connections he makes with some of his songs. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed the album. Would I say it's his best work? I wouldn't say that. But, like, I really enjoyed it. For me, like, as a Kendrick fan, I've been eating good for the past 12 months, bro. Like, can't get another one I've been seeing, bro, drop after drop. So it's been great.
I think that's been kind of like the consensus through it all, though. Everybody was just happy that moment gave us music from two artists that we supported and we love. Like, I think everybody feels like, yo, listen, it's a battle and these guys may not like each other, but us fans, we're getting great music out of it. And I think that was the consensus. I mean, me and Rory talked about that. Like, we get it. It kind of divided, people and pick a side, this, that, and the third. But overall, we got great music out of it.
100%, man.
Growing up, like, just around country music, period, with the Cowboy Carter tour starting now and, Beyonce's album, we saw with the award shows where she was not getting the credit that was just due and felt like she was kind of an outsider to country music. Do you feel that way? Because, I mean, I don't listen to country like that. I just like the Cowboy Carter album. Do you feel like she just did something just to do it? Was that really part of the country theme that you feel like?
I think Beyonce and her team are elite. I think it's some of the best of what they do by far. And I think if Beyonce wanted to transition in the country, I think she can do anything personally. I'm not gonna say like I'm a huge Beyonce fan, Beehive or anything like that, but like I love what she does. She makes great music. I just feel like country music can be semi-selective with who they let in. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that could be an issue a lot of times, or like you aren't traditionally a country music person. So like, why are we going to quote unquote like respect you? But at the end of the day, she made a damn good album. That needs to be recognized and deserves to be recognized.
And she's from Texas.
Yeah, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's got to be more open-minded, bro. It's a beautiful album.
So Trey, Trey, I like he's like, yeah, nah, Beyonce's dope, but you more of a Chris Stapleton guy here. I hear you're more of a in the Chris Stapleton. Now, do you pull up to the practice facility banging Chris Stapleton?
No, sir. Never that. Now, maybe if I'm like pulling off and it's like a chill day, I just finished work and like, I'm out a little bit in the country a little bit, and I just want to chill out. That's more so when I go back home to Tennessee and get back out in the country. But it's not like my daily driver. But Chris Stapleton, to me, whenever I heard Tennessee Whiskey for the first time, I was like, bro, who is this dude singing this song, man?
Yeah.
Now I started diving into more of his music. I'm like, man, this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he's great.
No, Chris Stapleton he's dope. I love Chris Stapleton.
What, how do you feel about like the Jelly Rolls, Shabuzi, the newer scene that's going on now?
Yeah, I like it too. I think Jelly Roll's dope. More so than just his music. I think he's a dope human being.
For sure,
Just listening to podcasts and learning more about his story, who he is as a person. That's really cool. And then Shabuzi hopping onto the scene and just dominating right now, like how he has been. I think it's really cool to see him having as much success that he's having right now. So I like both of them. I'll even take it back to like old school, like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard. Like, I mean, real country stuff, bro.
Mm-hmm. Now, as part of the O-line, y'all do a great job at protecting $1 billion. We're going to call him the $1 billion man. What has he done for his offensive line? Like, how has he taken care of the guys that have taken care of him? How has Pat Mahomes taken care of his O-line?
Yeah, Pat's dope, man. There's probably not enough good things I can say about Pat. One thing I can say, he probably gifted me one of my most valuable possessions, like 2 Rolex watches. He got us a club cart, fully tricked out, all new golf clubs, Oakley sunglasses. Like, the list goes on in terms of like how he shows love. You know what I mean? For me as a big dude, like, if you take me out to dinner and we're going to a 5-star dinner, we have a steak, that's good enough for me, dog. I love you, bro.
Yeah, from what I understood, it was quarterback takes his O-line out for dinner. I know he's tricking out fucking golf carts and putting rims on them.
Get Trey a Rolex, man. He saved my fucking life last night, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
My head knocked off.
That's amazing, though, man. He always, he makes it a big point of emphasis to show love every single time. So it's dope being able to work with him.
Now I have to ask about another superstar that is on the team. Do you guys consider Travis a part of the O-line sometimes, or is he just a glorified receiver? He doesn't block that much.
He definitely earned his rank, man. Travis gets in them trenches and puts his hand down and gets to work. That's my guy, man.
Now,
Juice, man.
We heard at Kelsey Jam you won the wing eating contest.
Yeah.
How many wings did you eat, Trey?
All right, so I love hot wings, bro. That's like my weakness in terms of like cheap food, whatever.
So that was heaven for you.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah,
it was a compliment. Thank you, appreciate it. So pretty much, man, the dude that I was going against, I could tell he was struggling early on, so I didn't want to OD it. So I think I only did like 8. He did like 3. So I could have done way more damage. I think the most wings I probably ever eaten in one sitting, I'm embarrassed to say, is 50. Yeah, I put down 50 of them things in one sitting. Yeah.
Jesus.
How much time?
Probably like 40 minutes. Methodical.
I like it. Very methodical.
That's 100 men versus one gorilla.
Yeah. 1 man versus 50 wings. 40 minutes. All of those wings fucking demolished.
One of our co-hosts, Demaris, we had a challenge for, what was it, 50 mozzarella sticks in 1 hour?
Yeah, she told us she could eat 50 mozzarella sticks. We knew there was no way she could.
She made it to like, what, 15?
If that. I don't even think she made it to 15.
All right, so I feel like wings and fried cheese is a whole different monster. You think you could do 50 mozzarella sticks in 1 hour?
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, so for all of our sakes, man, hopefully
Trey,
I would
if you
never.
do 50 wings, 50 mozzarella sticks, the fucking toilet is
we have
broke,
a toilet
Trey.
here, and for the love of the game, in theory, do you think you could do that?
I don't know if I'd even want to eat 50 mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, who wants to eat 50 mozzarella sticks?
50 is nuts, bro. That's
crazy. All right, who was the toughest defender that you lined up across and was like, damn, this guy's good?
Yeah, Aaron Donald.
Okay,
yeah,
checks out.
Aaron Donald, man. Yeah, that dude. There's a reason he's going to be a first ballot in my eyes, in my opinion. Just he's completely different. The way he plays the game, mental approach, and just going up against him. Like, there's some guys you're able to just get your hands on, shut him down, it's over with. And there's some dudes that are just all right, he was different. Mm-hmm. Like that guy was different. So much respect to him. You know what I mean?
We had Terrell Suggs on for the last episode, and obviously he was one of the guys that, if you hear any coach talk about, Coach Belichick just spoke about him on his podcast a couple of weeks ago and said, any guy that I had to double team every play is a first ballot Hall of Famer in my book. Now, obviously, Terrell Suggs wasn't inducted into the Hall on his first ballot, which I think is a crime. But did you watch Terrell Suggs growing up? Was he one of the guys that you looked at?
A little bit. I feel like I was more so like a Ray Lewis guy.
Okay.
I love watching Ray. I mean, obviously he was there too, but Suggs was definitely a name you heard. There's a dude named, we all know him, Patrick Willis, played for the 49ers. So Patrick's from Brewston, Tennessee, which is only like 30 minutes from where I'm from. So I remember just hearing stories about him, even at Ole Miss and then what he was doing, obviously, in the league. Like, for me, I was trying to look for guys close to my area that I could sort of compare myself to when I still thought I was going to be skinny and lean and not fat. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, of course, in high school, everyone, like, for the most part, plays both ways, especially if you're good. Was O-line always your dream, that's what you wanted to do, or was there another position?
Yeah, I always thought I would be a defensive lineman. Like, I was always sort of like the big kid. So when it came down to it, I remember I went to a football camp at Alabama, and I think I had started the first day off at D-line, and then one of the coaches was like, come here, son. He's like, you don't go straight to the O-line, man. You're not fast enough. So that's when I realized that, man, at an early age, my feelings were hurt a little bit. I thought I was going to be getting sacks and tackles for losses in the league, but, O-line's not so bad. The pay's good, so it's great. I like it. I would never switch up now.
Being in Tennessee, was Michael Orr a big influence, or?
Oh, yeah, I would say The Blind Side, when that movie dropped, everyone was sort of, in terms of football, like that, as an offensive lineman, you're like, okay, I'm going to go try to drive my guy into the coolers. I'm going to try to be like Michael Orr. So that was pretty cool. I mean, he played at Briarcrest. We played Briarcrest USJ a couple times. So,
what was that movie accurate?
No.
Just wanted
not
to
at
check.
all, man.
It felt like a white exec put that movie together.
As years have gone by, the more I'm like, nah. And I mean, Michael Orr hates the movie, so like that's the biggest indictment itself. Like, he's telling you guys aren't representing me well. So to me, that's all you need to hear.
Who's one of the most underrated defenders that you've played against, you've lined up across, in your opinion, that people may not really talk about enough for you?
Yeah, I would say Malik Collins. He was a D tackle with the Texans for a long time. He was just with the 49ers last season. I think he's extremely underrated. I was going to say Poona Ford. He was with the Chargers last season. Tershawn Wharton, who plays on the Chiefs in terms of a 3-tech and interior defensive lineman, for his size, the amount of power and speed he has. He can be very disruptive. Now, he got rewarded extremely well this season. Shout out to Turk, man, getting that big contract. But I would say Tershawn, to me, is probably my number one most underrated guy in terms of what he brings to the table and in terms of the recognition that he gets.
All right, man. It's just because we're in the podcast world, we do have to ask certain questions that we're uncomfortable even asking. But I'm sure you signed an NDA. Did the entire energy change once Taylor Swift entered the organization?
The organization.
once she purchased the Chiefs, did things change?
Once y'all drafted Taylor Swift, did things change in the locker room?
Not at all, man. Like, it honestly, it just was super normal, being able to meet her early on and just talking to her. I think once you meet her as a human being, a person, like face to face, and sort of understand her, you realize, like, man, she really is a beautiful human being. She's awesome. She's super nice. She's thoughtful. She's kind. When she remembered my name, my sister's name, after meeting us like months later, like that meant a lot. Just a small thing. And then for me, unknowingly, like, I didn't know how big of a deal Taylor Swift was. How much of a star she is, until like she got there and I started realizing, like, I started watching people move around. I'm like, okay, this is different. You know what I mean? But I think the biggest thing with Taylor is like how nice of a person she is.
So, Trey, did you have to go to a formal class to memorize that answer? Blink twice.
No, man.
Did Secret Service prepare you for that answer? I'm sure she's a very nice human being. She seems that way. But I can already see that being like, all right, we have to watch game film, and then we have to go to our Taylor course.
Yeah.
No, I promise, man. It was no big deal. Like, I mean, dude, she really is dope. Like, she's awesome.
Who controls the music in the locker room? Who's the one that has the best taste in music on the team?
And has Travis ever played 1989 on the auxiliary cord in the locker room?
I'll say he hasn't done that. But I will say, man, it's sort of like a battle because it's really between the D-line, O-line, and sometimes the DBs. I would say the D-line, they play good music, trying to get you hyped up before practice and people, you don't feel like going out there. They do a really good job. O-line, we sort of mix it up. We could be chill vibes. We could be turning you up. It just depends, on the day, how everyone's feeling in the section. But I always say probably, there are a couple dudes on the team that sort of get us right. Juwan Taylor always gets the music right for us in the O-line.
Has anybody ever, now you're a big guy, Trey. Has anybody ever approached you because you didn't cover their ticket on FanDuel?
Never face to face. Never face to face.
Only online. Only online.
What's some wild DMs you've gotten or crazy tweets or whatever that have to do with betting?
Yeah, so I think I had like a holding penalty either in the playoffs last year or maybe it was this year. I don't remember what it was, but man, they lit me up. Bro, DMs went crazy for a night. The thing is, like, I only get mad if it's like not funny, but you send me a funny one, like, hey, fat ass, like, that's funny. I'm like, okay, I'll laugh at that one.
Yeah.
Show my girl, so, but it gets pretty bad. Man, I feel like almost the league, maybe some parties involved got to do something to protect the players a little bit because it is, for some dudes who make really bad errors and mistakes, like, it can't be egregious when they get sent, man. It's not cool at all.
Yeah.
What's the relationship that the O-line has with referees? Because obviously we know, like, quarterbacks are the first people to typically speak to the referee. We see in the NBA, it's always the number one player that could speak to a ref. With holding probably being the highest clip of a penalty, do you ever even go near a ref or try to make some type of relationship with them to feel out like what's allowed and what's not allowed?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. My rookie year, we played the Cowboys in Arrowhead. And, man, I got like 3 holding calls in the game, right? So on my second out of 3, Mike Parsons did an inside move. The way he hit me just put me in an awkward position. So I tried to, like, cover him up and just, like, run him off. And so basically I did the best I could. I didn't think it was a hold, but I get my 3rd penalty. So now I'm pissed. I'm a rookie. Yeah. Everyone's looking at me like, damn, bro, it's your 3rd one. Like tighten up.
Yeah.
So I'm over here cussing mad. I'm cussing mad. And I look at the referee and I said some not so nice choice words to him. Yeah. And man, he threw that 4th one. Coach yanks me out. Boy, I said, oh man, it's about to be over with. I said, it's over with.
I'm gonna get fired.
Like, that was it. But man, it's funny because I was worried the entire time because you verbally harass a referee in the NFL, it's automatic $30,000 fine.
God damn.
Now, 6th-round draft pick, didn't get a lot of bread. Right. That's a big chunk. You know what I mean? That's a big chunk that year. So I was nervous. God willing, I didn't get fined. It's funny enough, like probably a year later, that same referee, I ended up seeing him prior to a game. And I just told him, hey, man, I want to apologize for what happened in that game last year. That was a really poor reflection of who I am as a person. Like, that was out of pocket of me. I let my emotions get the best of me, blah, blah, blah. And after that, we were good. You know what I mean? He'll give me a little hint, like, hey, you can't do this, or we're watching this, pretty much is, hey, this is what we need you to do. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Or just give you a little bit of break. But I would say that the playing field is very fair in the NFL for the most part. Referees definitely are attentive. They listen, they watch, they do a good job. But, like that one time when I got out of it, I had to go apologize, man. Yeah. You don't want those problems. Right. You do not want those problems.
What's the wildest thing you've ever heard in a pileup? Like whether a 4th and 1 or just any time a run gets stopped and it's just a big ass pile. Yeah, everyone's on top of each other. What do y'all be yelling at each other?
What y'all be saying to each other when it's like 4th and 1 and Pat does a quarterback sneak and y'all all on the ground? Like, what do y'all be saying?
Y'all are down there for like 10, 15 seconds. I know some conversation is happening.
Got to keep the trench talk confidential, man. It's too wild.
I respect that. Man. I respect that, Trey. I respect that.
It's probably as wild as online gaming.
Yeah.
I can't violate, but man, it's just grunting, but there's some foul stuff happens in the piles. Man. You don't want to be in a mass pile, bro. Just no.
I can imagine. I think any given Sunday was telling the truth.
100%. 100%. All right, Trey. Well, we have some questions for you. They say we don't know ball. So you have some questions for us too about ball, but we have some questions for you about music. So we're going to see how much music Trey Smith does or doesn't know, and then you'll see exactly how much ball me and Rory absolutely do not know.
Get it.
Which Memphis rap group helped pioneer the crunk sound and won an Oscar for Best Original Song? Is it A, UGK, B, Outkast, C, 3 6 Mafia, D, Goody Mob?
3 6 Mafia?
Yeah, that was the easiest one ever.
Sir.
Damn, we better have some easy ones now.
Yeah, Trey, you better have some easy ones for us, man. Give us an easy one, man.
See what I can do. All right. What offensive guard in Chiefs franchise history has been to the most Pro Bowls? A, Will Shields, B, Brian Waters, C, Marvin Terrell, or D, Jeff Allen?
Can I get a lifeline?
Can I phone a friend?
Can I phone you?
I'm gonna say, is it C, Marvin Terrell?
Nope. Rory?
Damn.
I'm just guessing. My tutor, when I was in elementary school, when I was in special class, told me usually the answer is B on a Scantron. So I'm gonna go with B.
Think that was Will Shields, right?
I don't know. I'm just going with B.
Hey, it works. Will Shields.
Let's
Will
go
Shields
Space
had the
Camp.
most Pro Bowls, man. We'll take it.
Damn, all right, my bad, Will.
Shout out Will.
What label is Young Dolph the founder of? These are the easiest questions. A, Heavy Camp. B, No Limit South. C, Paper Route Empire. D, Cashville Records.
The paper route, baby.
Paper Route Empire.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
All right, we got to get this one, man. We down 2-0 right now, man. We got to get this one. Well, no, you won. You got that one.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Listen,
sure.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go to slow classes.
Exactly.
They give you the cheat codes. B on the Scantron.
Come on. All right, here we go. Second question. Who was the first quarterback in Chiefs history to win a Super Bowl? A, Lynn Dawson. B, Joe Montana. C, Elvis Garback. And then D, Alex Smith. I'm going to give you a hint. You got to go way back in time, so get to those older sounding names.
Because Joe Montana only had, 2 years with the Chiefs after the Niners?
Yeah.
Did he get a ring, though?
That's what I'm trying to think. Did Joe get a ring?
Did
Did he get the Chiefs a ring?
I can narrow it down to two if y'all want me to.
Yes, please do.
All right. All right. It's either Lynn Dawson or Elvis Garback.
Lynn Dawson.
Yeah, I'm going Lynn.
Boom. Correct. Lynn Dawson. Lynn the cool, man.
Because I don't even know who the fuck the Elvis guy is.
Lynn Dawson. I was going to go Joe Montana first, but then Lynn Dawson with him second. So
Yeah.
You can take this one. This is your guy.
All right. Which song earned... Fuck. No, I'm just joking. Which song earned Kendrick Lamar a Pulitzer Prize for music the first time it was awarded to a hip-hop artist? A, Humble. B, DNA. C, All Right. Or D, Loyalty.
See, all right. To Pimp a Butterfly. Let's go.
No, that is wrong.
With the confidence.
What?
It's actually Humble. A,
Whoa, for real?
Humble. Humble earned Kendrick a Pulitzer Prize for music the first time it was awarded to a hip-hop artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm off there.
Let's try to tie it up.
All right. You got one more for us? You got one last one?
Yep. All right. So I went to University of Tennessee. I think we have the best fight song in college football. So is it A, War Eagle, B, Rammer Jammer, C, Rocky Top, or D, Ramblin' Wreck?
Fuck.
C.
This.
So C?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the point. Rocky Top. That's our fight song, baby.
Let's fucking go.
We know ball,
On the
Rory.
money.
Come on.
Since those were easy, I have a bonus question. Which Memphis rapper started out as a pimp and then took a couple of his hoes and invested that money into somebody that he went to school with that worked at the church that had a keyboard, and then he met a white guy that had an MPC,
Yep.
and together they created 3 amazing records, and then he had a chance to meet Ludacris at a bar, but instead he knocked Ludacris out
In the
and went to
bathroom.
jail.
In the bathroom.
What was the name of that Memphis rapper?
You know what's crazy? I don't even know his name, but I know it's Terrence Howard. But damn, I forgot his name.
Let's go, Trey. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go.
Trey, can you tell us more about Girls Get in the Game, an all-girls flag football camp that you're putting on together?
Yeah, man, we're partnering with Girl Scouts of America in my hometown, just putting on an event. You know, we did a football camp for boys last year. And, you know, we just want to do something special for the girls in the community to give them confidence, allow them to play the game as well, to have a good time and a good experience. So anybody out here who's listening, you have a young daughter that wants to come out, play a little flag football, you know, we have a camp coming up in Jackson, Tennessee. We'd love to have you guys down there.
How many years have you been doing it?
This is my second year. Last year was my first football camp ever.
How is that like for like a young player, like having a football camp, and especially like you getting girls into flag football? Like, how is that experience teaching girls football?
Yeah, it's dope, man. You know, the girls have an interest in playing football. Even with my football camp that generally a lot of boys went to, we had some girls that want to participate too, and we're not going to turn them away either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't feel like you should discriminate based on that. Like, let them go out there, have fun. They're all kids. Like, let them have a great time. Let them learn the game. They want to get close to it. They want to learn, and you know, allow them an opportunity. I used to play flag football in like 4th grade. I had girls in my team, so you know, I allow them opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have field day at any of your schools?
Yeah.
So field day, we had flag football, and the girls shit, they'd separate it. But the thing we would wait for was when the girls did that, because that was the most intense flag football you have ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah. It's always fun watching like girls play football. You didn't know that they were athletic, and then you see how fast the cute girl in school is. You're like, y'all didn't even know she was that fast. Like, how is she this fast and this pretty? Like, this is fucking crazy.
When you were of age, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
This is the worst plug ever for this amazing thing.
No. I actually,
like what he's doing is incredible.
No, it's
for
incredible.
The youth.
But that's why I asked him, because I wanted to know just how it was just coaching girls playing football. I never, you know, that's pretty dope. So it's your second year. Good luck. If you need us to come down and just have some fun and kick it at the camp, I'm more than willing to come down to Tennessee and see what it's about, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Really do.
Where's the best place to find like website, Instagram, socials that somebody could sign up for this?
Yeah, probably my Instagram. I have a couple links in my bio. I made a recent post about it. So if you go to Trey Smith, all lowercase on Instagram, you can find all the information pertaining to it.
Great. And we'll also put a link in the YouTube here. If you hit the little arrow down, you'll be able to click it. See, that's how bad I am. We'll put the link right there.
Is it drop down?
Yeah.
Right here.
Just it's in this area over here. You'll be able to click it and sign up.
Trey, we appreciate you taking some time to kick it with us, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you back on the field healthy. You know, Pat, he needs you back there, man. He needs you to protect that $1 billion investment back there. Good luck with everything you're doing. Good luck with the flag football camp. And we'll see you and talk to you down the line. And whenever you're in New York, you got to come by the studio and come kick it with us, man.
Man, I love the opportunity, bro. Appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Trey Smith, Rory Maul, don't know ball.